Did you guys know Marilyn Manson and Eminem are in the Epstein files, and they supposedly share the same victim here? Allegedly. Let me say allegedly. No one's been charged with anything. So, Assistant United States Attorney. So this is from the alleged victim. It says, "Hello, I'm not sure who to contact. When I Google Ghislaine Maxwell prosecutor, you popped up. I'm not sure anyone would even still be interested in knowing. I worked at a country club in Mogador, Ohio. I worked there from 2002 until 2004. So this was a while ago, it seems like. It was called West Mogador Country Club. It was a golf course, bar, and bowling alley. I cleaned and cooked. I don't know the exact dates. I remember Epstein coming in along with Ghislaine and others. I believe they were first. Marshall Mathers wasn't there with Epstein. At least not that I saw. I wasn't normally allowed in the bar. I know they moved a bed into the banquet space. My memories of seeing it there are hazy, like I was drugged or under hypnosis. The night that Marshall came in there was another guy. I don't know the man's name. He and my boss came into the kitchen. My boss, Eric West, took over cooking because the man wanted to talk to me. He tried to persuade me to let him introduce me to a man. I kept refusing. Eventually, they threatened me. I was told to pour Marshall a drink and flirt with me. I think she means him. I realize now he kept insisting it should be me because I was the only girl under 18 in the establishment. After pouring Marshall the drink, I left the bar. I asked if I could go home now. Instead, they held my face and forced me to take something. I know there was a woman who shaved my privates. But my only memory after that is being in a different part of the country club telling the man Marshall didn't have sex with me. I honestly didn't know if he did. I believe the man later came back. I don't remember much of it other than I was naked in the bathroom on the wicker chase lounge with the black man behind me holding a knife to my throat. They told me I was going to end up in a dumpster. Most of my memories feel unreal. I'm hoping by telling someone I can find a sense of realness and healing. They've started playing over and over in my head. All of the memories I have of Marilyn Manson feel like a dream. So we're moving on to Marilyn Manson now. I don't think this was at the same time. I think this was separate occasions. All of my memories I have of Marilyn Manson feel like a dream or hypnosis, except for the ones at my aunt's house. I'm not sure how my dad's cousin knew him. He visited at least twice while I was young. The first, I was around 10 or 11 years old. I had started developing breasts. I was self-conscious of them. They were growing to be different sizes. I often covered them with my arms. My dad allowed him to trace them on a white t-shirt. The second time he visited, I was around 13. There was a bunch of men with him this time. He told the room full of men something that upset my dad, and he pulled me out of the house and said I'd never see Brian again. We called him Brian, not Marilyn. After that, my memories all felt like I was either drugged or under hypnosis, drugged around him or under some kind of hypnosis. I also have memories of being around P. Diddy. Oh, look who joined the party. P. Diddy's here. But I can't place how or why he would have been in my home. I was pregnant with my daughter in 2010. She was born March of 2011. I lived in a trailer located close to Akron, Ohio. I remember someone who I think is Diddy taking a video with a phone. I've always been a bigger girl. My weight while I was pregnant weighed close to 300 pounds. If there was a video of me, it might stand out. I'm not the normal pretty type of person you see around celebrities. Since my teens, I've weighed around 200 to 300 pounds. I have brown hair, my breasts are different sizes, also wear glasses, however they are often taken from me. That's weird. I hope that telling someone this, they will remember if they come across something. My dad passed in 2020. I don't talk to his cousins. When I tried to talk to my dad prior to his death, he refused to talk. I was raped one other time. In 2005, I was with my boyfriend at the time. He allowed his drug dealer to grape me. I've tried to contact local police about that. My boyfriend passed away and there are no records. Thank you all for reading this. I don't know if any of it would be any help to you or anyone else is what I think she means. Again, I'm not sure who I should be talking to. I have no evidence of any of it. I have no one who will talk to me about it. My memories are still becoming increasingly overwhelming. They keep me awake at night. I feel like that if I try to verbally tell anyone any of this, they will just tell me I'm insane. I really hope you don't just write me off as being a nutcase. I'd love to be able to just live a normal life where I don't have to fight the urge to hide to cry every day. Thank you again.
This girl shows up, he lures her in, and she's floored to be there. He starts to get her to do certain things, and those are the things that maybe we shouldn't really discuss.
No, but it gets really scary, and everyone in the room didn't know whether I was kidding or if it was a joke.
Wait, let me describe the first thing he tries to get her to do. He tries to get her to drink Pogo's urine. He pees in the wine glass, and then she's like, "You do it." And he drinks it. And then she finally does.
I introduced a gun into the situation. It is, and it becomes really scary. I showed it to him.
I was disturbed.
But that was my independent film.
Imagine people start bleeding at some point. That girl is tied up at the end and crying.
Wrote the song after a day when Evan came up to me and she was wearing the Lolita glasses, heart-shaped sunglasses, as a bit of a joke because people obviously will think because she's younger than me that there's a bit of a Lolita relationship there. And we thought that was very amusing to us. And she has the same sense of humor as me, so she wore those glasses. And immediately that day when I saw her wearing those, the first thing I said to her was, because I was telling her how I felt about her, and I said, if you break my heart, I'll break your glasses. And I meant it in an almost violent way, but also in a romantic way. And at that time, I knew that I wanted to write a song about it. So I wrote the song about that. And I did the video just now with James Cameron has this 3D technology that he invented. And I used these cameras to film the video. And I made a bit of a short film, which the whole title of the song is When the Heart Guides the Hand. And, the shorter version is Heart-Shaped Glasses. So I tried to make a short film that really represented this very over-the-top Bonnie and Clyde, rebel without a cause, the hunger sort of romance that I feel like I'm in right now. When I met Evan Rachel Wood and making the film, she and I became very close, and later after my marriage had sort of dissolved, she and I became, more close romantically. So that's a lot of the record has been very much inspired by her, that I saw her as my twin. I saw a lot of myself in her.
So when you are with your lover and you're making a music video and you're simulating sex, where do you draw that line? Because it's so confusing.
I knew that I was uncomfortable and that something terrible was happening, but it was that, oh God, if I say anything, I'm gonna get in trouble. It's gonna hurt me, it's gonna hurt my career. I can never tell anybody that this happened. And again, just denial, push it down. And, the hardship glass, there's no nudity contract that was drawn up. There was no, normally when you do an explicit sex scene, it's talked about before. And this is what we're gonna do, this is what we're gonna show, this is what we're gonna agree to. The footage will be destroyed afterwards. You sign a contract. That just didn't exist because this wasn't the plan. And also, it wasn't until the cameras were rolling that my clothes started being pulled off of me. But I do remember that day when things started happening, very specifically having the thought, wait, this isn't a dream. This is really happening. Like, I felt like I was in this dream-like state. I was so out of it. And it really wasn't I was in such shock when things were happening. I guess I was like I was a young teenage girl who idolized the music industry and heard that tour was this like magical thing, and I was gonna go on this bus ride into like Fantasyland. And then like the first night, it just hit me like a ton of bricks that this was not what I thought it was gonna be at all. And I got scared almost right away that I was in way over my head. But at that point, I had taken so much media abuse, and I had put myself on the line to be in this relationship with this person in this very controversial way because I thought I was in love. And then when I started to see it sort of crumble, and when he started hurting me, and when it wasn't what I thought it was going to be, I was really in such denial and in too much shame to admit to myself that maybe I'd gone down the wrong path. So there's a great tactic that people like him use, which is called triangulation, and he did it with girls that came after me, and so on and so on. We realized, that there was a real pattern to how he sets up new relationships and what he does, and he really paints the one he's with as this kind of crazy, abusive person. And you're his friend, and he's like, yeah, man, I'm going through all this terrible stuff with this person I'm with, and they're really awful, and they make me feel terrible, and they, he made it sound like he was in an abusive relationship, and I'm going, oh my God, poor
Which is
baby.
gaslighting.
Gaslighting, yeah, poor baby.
There you have it. Marilyn Manson and Eminem allegedly share a victim in the files.